So your next act is responsible for all of this, because he gave me my very first gig in comedy.
What year was that?
Sorry?
What year was that?
What year was that? Okay, niche question. It was 2015, thank you.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yes, so am I, yes. And I fooled him into thinking I knew what I was doing when he was running comedy at Fat Fox, and I got down there and fessed up and said, I've never done comedy before. And he said, that's okay, the other guy we booked has also never done comedy before, but his sister is really hot. It was. What's your sister like?
She's dead.
Frankly, would have added to attractiveness. Well, okay, I don't fancy my sister, that's proper. I'm from Gloucestershire and I still don't fancy my sister, that's doesn't matter. This man gave me my first break in comedy. He turned my life around in a good way, and I'm eternally grateful for him. Which is why I've given him this luxuriance from a new, beautiful audience. So have a massive hand for Jack Bartlett.
Are we well?
Yeah.
So on my way to the gig today, I saw a sign that said Southampton, twinned with Calne. Now, I've been to Calne, and all that's there is drug dealers, graffiti, and horseshit. So they've really nailed it. I saw an advert for male escort service the other day. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, that's a postman. I saw my dream home in the estate agent's windows, and they told me it would cost me an arm and a leg to buy. But luckily, I live next to a graveyard. Countries are beginning to advertise themselves nowadays, which really annoys me because they're very rarely true. They're always like, come to Scotland, where the views are great and the people are friendly. She's accent, I know. When really it should be, come to Scotland, where the kebab shops are many and the teeth are few. I saw this idiotic, racist banner that just said, all blacks go home. Rugby fans. Many people think that the oldest form of advertisement is in newspapers, which is wrong. It's actually those numbers that you ring on park benches when you want sex. Hi now. My dad's great at hide and seek. We've been playing since I was 8, and I still haven't found it. He does like to offer me clues though. Every year I get a sunny postcard from him that just says, getting warmer. Growing up, me and my brothers like to call my dad Vader because he's black and got asthma. No, I'm joking, he's actually a white Welsh guy with asthma, but there's nothing funny about that. It just sounds like someone's gotten rather overexcited with a sheep. I think it's natural for men to compare themselves to their fathers, and looking at mine, we've actually got very little in common. Right? I work in an office, he works as a lorry driver. I like snooker, he likes Formula 1. I've got a couple extra inches, he's got an extra chromosome. He absolutely hates cold callers, so whenever he gets one, he likes to make them think that they've called a wrong number. So when he hears, hello, my name's Derek and I'm calling from British Gas, he goes, circumcisions are us. You flop them, we chop them. Or, hello, my name's Liz. And according to our database, you're owed some compensation. Portsmouth Contraception Clinic, you import them, we abort them. Every year, for his birthday, my granddad always goes, oh, don't worry about buying for me. I'm just going to die this year anyway. And he never does. And he always looks so disappointed. So this year I bought my one-way ticket to Switzerland. My cousins are an interesting bunch. Like one of them is very much into his bird watching. And in fact just the other day he managed to see a robin, a jay and a pair of blue tits before being asked to leave the morgue. This other one is absolutely mad about this TV show called Dance Mums. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's this US TV talent show in which parents live the lives they wish they had through their kids by making them dance, sing and sleep with the producers. My friends were always jealous of me because I was able to hit A minor with my flute. But, in my defence, he did call me a fat twat. Give us a cheer if you got a kid? Yeah, so I've recently become a parent, and you know what I've realised? Kids are all take. Think about it, right? They live rent free, they get all their food paid for, and they get their nappies changed for no extra charge. Which is why I've called my daughter Freeloader. And I've been given some advice on becoming a parent. Like one of them is to try all different type of nappy brands to see which ones you get on with. So naturally I've tried Huggies, I've tried Pampers, I've even tried Lidl's own brand, all of which I found useless. None of them fit me. I've actually found out that when nappies get too full, they burst, and these little crystals go everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. My daughter's had a vajazzle for weeks. Looking back at the whole baby process, I think the bit I struggled with most was the childbirth, because it was wonderful, yet scary. Wonderful, because I got to see my daughter being born, but scary, because no one told me she would come out purple. So instead of thinking, oh, isn't she beautiful, I thought, fuck, my partner's had an affair with Barney the dinosaur. And seeing my partner in pain was quite an awkward experience. And when I'm in awkward situations, I like to make jokes to alleviate tension. My problem is the timing of these jokes. Like when my partner had to be induced to go into labour. And to do this, they use a large metal hook to pop the embryonic sac. So when they popped the hook up there, I couldn't help myself but go, if you hook a duck, it's a prize every time. Or when they had to use their fingers to make a dilation, they stuck the fingers up there. I love a bit of girl on girl. Just on that note, does anyone else find it weird that they use fingers to measure dilation? Because surely the chocolate melts and it gives the biscuit. Anyway, when my daughter was born, I promised myself I'd never become a deadbeat dad. You know, a dad who contributes very little to their child and has nothing to do with them. Instead, I'll be a semi-deadbeat dad. Well, I'll do everything a normal deadbeat dad does, but with a semi. Favourite joke. So I do actually have some parenting experience though, as I'm actually a stepdad to 2 teenagers, which has opened me up to new experiences, like going to get breasts measured. And when I go, it's usually me and a bunch of mums and their daughters. And it's so awkward because all they do is look and stare. But I've got to say, I'm glad I've done it though, as I've now got confirmation I'm a 38 double D. They say that I lack empathy because I make them buy their own tampons, which they find embarrassing. But my argument is, I find it embarrassing buying my own extra small condoms. So be on. Give us a cheer if you were spanked as a child? Yeah, I was too. And personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, just as long as you remember to stop as soon as the child goes, harder, Daddy. Me and my girlfriend have just celebrated our first anniversary, and to commemorate the occasion, we decided to reenact our first date. So, we went for a drink, went to the hotel, shagged the night away, had an awkward breakfast, and then she went home to her boyfriend. Went on a romantic meal out with my girlfriend. She thought it'd be a good idea to say 3 things that we love about each other. She says that she loves me because I'm kind, caring, and funny. Now she caught me off guard with this, so I had to look around for inspiration. And I ended up saying to her that I love her because she's delicious, tangy, and her great coat tastes with 0 sugar. In fact, the last time we went out for a meal, we had a banging time. Unfortunately, the restaurant caught us and we were asked to leave. The other day, I saw this man out having brunch with a colostomy bag, and I thought, that brings a whole new meaning to the term bottomless. barbecue, I was asked to give it some more gas. But I ended up giving too much and following through. I've been told I'm no longer allowed to cook at a barbecue because I always seem to manage to burn the outside but leave the middle raw. Which is really weird because that's also how I lost my job at the crematorium. There's always this great debate at a barbecue about which burns better, coal or gas, which to me is a pointless debate. The Nazis already found the answer to that in World War II. That's a dark joke, Sam. In school, I always hated science because my teacher would always get me to recite the periodic table, which I thought was unnecessary. She should know when her periods are. And I never trusted my science teacher either, because she said to me that potassium is the only element that could float. So, to prove her wrong, I took a shit in her swimming pool. Whenever my maths teacher asked me to do anything, I always used to say, "But I can't be asked." And he'd always say, "You'll never get anywhere with that attitude." Well, now the joke's on him, because I'm gay. In English, my teacher would always force me to write a poem every lesson. Now, I hate poetry, and I hate being forced to do something even more. So when I am forced to do something, I do it, but I do it in my own special way. The teacher forced me to write a poem, so I thought that I would show him. In order to appease, I do a striptease and wax the backside of my scrotum. Or, my life has turned into a state. I've got no one except my mate. I take loads of drugs, got an ass full of butt plugs, and my girlfriend I have to inflate. There was a young girl from China who cooked and worked in a diner. She was really short, she drinks loads of port, and now she takes cash for her vagina. And I'll leave you with my favourite joke. I find it weird how you can do certain things at some ages, but not at others. Like if a 4-year-old runs around at the beach and just their knickers, no one bats an eyelid. But when I do it, I get asked where I got a 4-year-old's knickers from. Thank you, I've been Jack Bartlett.
Jack Bartlett, everyone, once again, you're